Hey Raindrops, the queen and king of reality show tour is back. Nene Leakes and I are coming to a city near you. Friday, June 5th, Houston, Texas. Saturday, June 6th, Dallas, Texas. Get your tickets on sale now at kingdomrainint.com. That's Kingdom, Kingdom, Rain, REIGNENT.com. Hey, Raindrops. On today's episode of Reality with the King, we are recapping part two of the Summer House reunion, and I got my ladies back, Blue and Jazz.
Hello.
How's it going, girls?
I'm triggered.
Perfect.
I just watched it while I was getting my makeup done. I'm triggered. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Let's
So,
let's hit the ground
Blue,
running.
we are going to get started and we are going to get activated because part two reunion was good. It was really good. Like I said earlier, the raindrops know I'm a new watcher of this franchise. I did watch Martha's Vineyard, RIP. We will see if you guys will get a soft reboot or not. But Summer House, the OG version, this is full of drama. And things kicked off, ladies, where how should we start it, Jasmine? Do you want to just get into okay? I mean, look, it started off with KJ speaking about, his gaslighting father, and how, when Ciara was very honest speaking about being a black woman in the house, and this season was an emotional season for her, not only dealing with West, but also the conversation she had this season about what it's like being the only black woman in the house at that time, navigating through that, and then dating a white man and things of that nature. So, Jazz, did you feel like it was an important conversation to have because it really is showing us how this reunion and the dynamic between Amanda and West and Ciara, why people are really really into this?
Was it a good conversation about KJ bringing up his dad and like comparing that, or just the race, like him talking about the race conversation that they had earlier in the season?
The race
Because
conversation.
yeah,
Yeah.
I do think that was a really important conversation, and I talked about that a couple of times. That conversation had me crying. I thought it was really interesting. I don't know that I believe that it has a lot to do with like this current situation. Like I keep seeing this sentiment that like West is, yeah, I see your face. West is like doing this to Ciara, like they're because she's black, and I'm like, well, West just likes women. Like West is just a fuck boy. I don't think it's like that deep that he's purposely like trying to like hurt Ciara because she's black. I think Ciara just so happens to be black. And West is just a fuckboy because we've literally heard from Dara, who used to date West, fuckboy. Miha, West's ex girlfriend, he was a fuckboy to her. So I think he's just a fuckboy, and that's kind of where it is. It's pretty shallow to me. But Blue, I would love to know why.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that take. For me, the episode starts where the last one ends,
Mm-hmm.
where Kyle looks at Ciara and says, "You're being harsh," and she says, "That's not my husband." That's 100% about race. Race is actually very loud to me academically on the show. It's very loud. The way they treat Ciara as a victim and the way they treat Amanda as an aggressor is a 1,000% like race play 101. No matter what Amanda does, she is always the victim. No matter how righteous Ciara is, she's always harsh. Nick Vile literally went on the show and called Ciara and Mia aggressive, even though they were both being very reasonable, all things considered, the entire episode, and painted Amanda as a damsel. That's nothing to me.
He
Not
said that on his
on
podcast
his
about the
podcast.
reunion.
Did
Yeah,
you did you listen to it though? Because somebody, I didn't listen to it, but somebody like posted the entire quote or
Nick
like
Vile
his
has a history.
conversation.
Like, I've listened to Nick Vile for
Right,
years.
he
He
has a
has a
history,
history of
but
calling everything but a jigaboo. He gets to the line. And so for him, all black women who say anything that's an inconvenience are aggressive mammies and who are stomping their chest, and all white women are damsels and nobody and everybody must want them. So Nick has a history for several years, almost a decade now on camera, having racial bias. And the thing that really infuriated me was Amanda kept trying to do the white woman tears thing and kept almost getting away with it. And it was Ciara who had to keep on course correcting, like, no, she's here to be held accountable. We can't keep doing this with her. She was handled with such white woman kid gloves. And even the point about West being a fuckboy, I've dealt with fuckboys before. And one thing we need to be
We
honest
all have.
about, when you are not the conventionally attractive person for whatever the reason, whether it's race, color for colorism, size for fat phobia, there's an extra tinge that you get that even a fuckboy does you differently. If West was talking about all the other girls, the one thing West has with Ciara that he doesn't have with other girls is the resentment. There's a resentment that West has for Ciara that is very specific about him being called racist for how he handled her, that is 100% about race. So for me, because he's already admitted, I resent the people who came to champion you, and they were championing you based on race. And he's already said that I have resentment that I'm working towards with you. And she has said, I believe you're doing this to spite me. The spite is steeped in race. I can't divorce those two from each other.
So what I do want
Yeah.
to get into, well, Jazz, would you like to respond to
Yeah.
that?
No, we can just agree to disagree on that
Yeah.
one.
No,
Yeah.
the race
Okay.
is loud for me.
So during this important conversation,
Mhm.
Ciara did bring up that the racial dynamics in the group is important to her to the point where she does not want to be friends with anybody if they're uncomfortable talking about race,
Amen.
politics as it relates to where we are in the world, and that she just now has this policy where if you're my friend and you happen to be a white person, I need to know where you stand when it comes to that. Jazz, what are your thoughts on her declaration for
Mhm.
that as relates to her presence on the show this season?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, and we've seen that, right? We saw her have the conversation that we just talked about, like earlier in the season. So I don't think she was being dishonest when she said that. And I think, as far as her white friends on Summer House, they have been very willing to have those conversations with her, as evidenced by the conversation earlier in the season. So yeah, I think she was being genuine there.
Blue, do you think it's important that not just for Sierra, but for anybody nowadays, if you're a person of color and Sierra obviously feels that way, is that something that you feel like all Black people or people of color, excuse me, in this day and age, we have to feel that in order for us to move forward with our white friends, we need to know where we stand on political issues in addition to having these conversations about race in our friendships?
Yeah, I think we're at that line now. And the thing is, I used to be watching Sierra feels very much like a mirror about how I became radicalized. Because I'm from Boston, which is very white. And I'm the girl who would always say it's not that deep and it's not about race until I was inconvenienced about how it was about race the entire time and I just wasn't clocking it. And I'm watching Sierra go through that journey, watching her through all these seasons where she doesn't make it about race. She notes that there are moments where there are blind spots that are unintentional yet still impactful because intention doesn't negate impact, right? She's noticing, hey, there are things that are said about me that are not said about the other girls. There's way that Amanda's handled that I'm not handled. Why does it seem like something's off, but you bite your tongue because you don't want to make it about race? You want to be a good time Charlie, right? And then something happens where you can't ignore the fact that it might have been about race the entire time subconsciously. Do I think anybody on Summer House is consciously racist? Absolutely not. Which is why when people say that they don't think it's about race, is because they're talking about the intention. But intention doesn't mean it's not happening, though. I think unintentionally, racial bias has been prevalent the entire time, even when you look at how Martha's Vineyard is treated. And when she saw the difference between how Amanda was treated by West, because West doesn't treat all of them the same way. When he saw the difference between how Amanda was treated and how her tears were treated and how Amanda's tears were treated, she was like, oh no, I think this actually might be about race moving forward. I need to gatekeep better. I need to be more hyper vigilant and not keep giving my white friends passes and make sure that I'm explicit with them so this doesn't happen to me again. So I think even Ciara making that statement is her saying covertly, it is about race in my opinion. I think she believes that a lot of the difference between West and Amanda are race based. And also too, can we be honest? Amanda, real quick. Every single time a man is showing any kind of admiration for a woman of color, not black, just woman of color, Amanda's mask slips a little bit. When that thing happened with Ben, and Ben was with that, I think she's Persian. What is that beautiful girl that he's dating? Is she Italian? Persian? What is
I don't
she?
know what Sabrina is.
She's something swirly, right? And she went from saying, "No, me and Ben were just friends, and it was a flirty moment in Italy, but we're just friends." To, "Oh no, he 100% wanted to sleep with me, and I don't see what's wrong with me telling your girl that you wanted to sleep with me." There seems to be this tick with Amanda that whenever a woman of color is being centered, she finds a way for her to be seen as like, "Hey, I'm still the pretty white damsel." Amanda is sinister in a way that I think when this is all over, when someone does a really serious deep dive of her behavior and how she's triggered, not only is she not a girl's girl, and I hate that word anyways. I think girl is performative to begin with. Not only is she not a girl's
Right.
girl, I do think she has a particular thing where, well, if you like the girl of color, you're definitely like me. I do believe that about her personally.
I do. The point about Sabrina, though, Sabrina literally came up to Amanda telling Amanda she needs to divorce her husband without knowing her. So, like, that was like in retaliation to Sabrina saying something that I think was also inappropriate to say to someone who you're meeting for the first time. Like, you don't just meet me and be like, you need to leave your husband. I forget the quote, but Sabrina, they both kind of came at each other for me inappropriately for their very first meeting.
Do you think
And
that Amanda made an ecosystem where that was fodder and like? Because my thing is, if you're cackling about how much your husband sucks, I don't think it's a leap. Amanda created an ecosystem where mocking Kyle was up for everybody, and as a
for
stranger,
her friends, right? For her friends,
so
and then
she was
people
over
on the
familiar,
internet.
but it didn't feel like a leap if you make mocking your husband kind of like the norm at the table in front of strangers. I think it's
But I
inappropriate to do
don't
it in front of a
think,
stranger.
yeah, but I don't think it's up to us to determine how Amanda should feel about that, right? Like,
No, no, it's not the feeling.
You're meeting Sabrina for the first time. She's saying what she's saying, even though we know we're watching you on the show. We've seen you let Paige, Ciara, everybody talk crazy to Kyle. I think Amanda had a right to feel a way about Sabrina, like meeting her for the first time, being like, "Hey, girl, you need to divorce your husband." Like, I think it was different, and so I think it was just kind of like they like I said, they both were inappropriate to each other for a very first meeting. They were over familiar with each other. Amanda didn't have to say that about Ben, but Sabrina also didn't have
But
to say that
Jazz, can I
about
ask you a
Kyle.
question though? Do you?
Sure.
It's one thing to react and be offended. It's another thing to weaponize desirability. That's my thing. Is not about her being offended. It's about the weapon that she chose when she was offended, which speaks to my point. White girls, I'm gonna
I
say
feel
this.
like it
Maybe
was
maybe
just
it's my. I'm from New
retaliation.
England.
Yeah.
White girls who pretend to be allies to black girls who are nice, nasty. When shit hits the fan and they're offended, the first thing they want to remind you is I'm more desirable. And there's something to that with Amanda that I can't unsee
Do
because
you
there was a
think
lot of ways to be
Amanda?
offended.
I
So
know where you're going with that, Blue. I think that's a thing that women do, though. I think women weaponize desirability whenever they want to attack you. Like, we are public facing people. Like, I'm sure it's happened to you as it's happened to me. I think that's a thing that women
So
do. And
you don't think it's
I'm
ever
not
racial?
caping. I'm not caping at all. Please let this be clear. I'm just speaking, like, I just don't look at everything like this has to be like race based. When I'm like, this is like human behavior that I've experienced across races.
So I didn't say everything. That's the thing. I think we need to be careful, right? Because one of the things
That's
that people
fair.
do is they act like if you say it for one instance, you said it for everything. We're only talking about Summer House. So I haven't said it for everything. That's
Correct.
not fair to me, right? I think very specifically watching 10 seasons, I'm speaking specifically to someone who I have seen move in a way where she's a white damsel and she's the archetype of the white damsel. So it's not a leap to watch somebody be a white damsel for 10 years. Watch her betray her black friend. Watch the man she betrayed with. The only person that West didn't email was the black friend. He hit up every single guy friend except for the black one. Watch West admit, I resent you for being someone that people called me racist for. These are not things that I'm making up about everything. These are things that have very specifically happened with Amanda and West. And so, in the specific, not everything, because that's dismissive, but in the specific occasion, race keeps coming up. And to speak to Ciara, I think the reason why Ciara brought up race to the very important conversation that Carlos mentioned is because inside the house she's experiencing it, so she's calling it out in a way that is gentle as possible. I don't think Ciara just randomly said, "Hey, I'm getting slack for dating white guys," just because she's getting slack from the outside. She brought it to the group because it was an opportunity to bring up a blind spot. You don't bring up a blind spot unless something has happened where that blind spot has foundation. So I think even by Sierra standards, race is an issue in the house, and I don't want us to dismiss that on some it's just girls being girls. I
Sure,
don't
but
even think Sierra would agree with that.
they've talked about race before. They had a really serious conversation when what was the girl, not Mia, Maya, when Maya was on her season. They
Sierra was
had
the
a
first black
really
girl, so there was nobody before her. She was the first black girl.
I'm saying when
Yeah.
Sierra and Maya were on the season, they had a conversation with the house. I think this was season 6, maybe. they had a very serious conversation about race. So it wasn't the first time they had a conversation, and like Ciara has expressed these things. So it wasn't brand new this season. So they talked
Desirability was
about it
brand new though,
before.
though. She was talking about, she very specifically said, when it comes to desirability and dating, there are blind spots with race that you guys are not acknowledging. So that's a very specific and nuanced point that hasn't been made in that way before, because one of the things I don't think West understood was, when you do what you do, you're not thinking that you're a white man dating a black woman. You're being a fuckboy, right? But that blind
Hmm.
spot about you being a white man dating a black woman has created a blowback for me that I've had to pay for. And he admitted, I resent that I was called to task on that. That's a race-based resentment, whether objectively speaking, it's not a matter of opinion, right? And I think that we do a disservice to the audience when we don't sit with what it means to be the only black girl in a setting full of white people, and something happens where you're watching a white woman be cherished and protected in a way that you're not. That still can be subconscious bias, even if it's not intentional. I agree
I
it's
do
not
want to get
intentional.
I do want to get so to piggyback off of that point. One thing that happened in this reunion was Amanda was like Elvis. She left the building, she left the stage. And listen, as somebody who has done countless of reunions, right? Not only hosting them, but being a part of the Real Housewives franchise, where
Imagine
people
what you're
walk off
saying.
the set all the time, right? It's
Hmm.
it's sort of like, I hate to use this. It's sort of like the performance that every housewife does in
Yeah.
order to have a moment, right? So when Amanda left the building, not like Mia did on Potomac, because Mia left the building, hopped in her Uber, and it's been 2 years, and Mia is not. Mia was arrested at the Atlanta airport, and she's fine now. But I
Not the
digress.
Airbnb
Okay.
heist. Wow. Not Mia. How did Mia catch a stray?
No, I love Mia be lying, but listen, she left the building, and Potomac has moved on and got Stacey Rush. So, anywho, to see Amanda leave the reunion stage, I'm like, all right, fine, like, girl, get your moment. Now, I will say this as a producer,
Hmm.
the one thing I was surprised, I'm just being very honest. I was surprised that Amanda got away with being off of the stage while the reunion resumed. I understand that a person needs a moment.
Hmm.
I understood Amanda when she said, can I just have a moment without cameras? As a producer, you should give them that, right? I was shocked that she was allowed not to be back on that stage and they resumed with the reunion, because the girls I worked with were never allowed that. And it did remind me a little bit of Kim Zolciak's last season on Housewives, where, she ran off the stage and, she had those moments and backstage talking to Andy. Do you know what it's like to be the only white girl in this black cast and all those things? And I
Hmm.
felt like Kim got coddled a bit. I will say that I
That's the
did
word I
feel
was
like
thinking, coddled.
Amanda. Oh, Amanda. It was giving Amanda Zolciak to me watching that moment. But Jazz, what did you think about Amanda leaving the stage and not finishing up the reunion? When, to me, no shade to the rest of the cast, she wasn't getting attacked at all by anybody. And the one person that was giving you some smoke, rightfully so, that you knew was going to give it to you was Ciara.
And you told her to fuck
Hmm.
off. You showed up
Hmm.
telling the person that you want an apology to fuck off. And so she returned the favor. But sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, it's fine. Yeah, I'm with you, Carlos. I was shocked that she was allowed to, because she was gone for like a long stretch of time. And I was like, it was to the point they forced West, they had to force West to get up to like go like fake or act like he was gonna check on her. Then they went around and went back around to Kyle, and they're like, "Go check on your wife." And I'm like, "This is so, everything about this feels so
Awkward.
strange." But by the time Kyle was like about to get up and actually go check on her, Andy got word that she was coming back out. But yeah, I was sitting there like, this is a long stretch of time for her to just be off the stage without them going to break. Because usually, as I remember with reunions, if someone goes off the stage and they're gone for a while, they would just call for like a quick break or something like that. But yeah, she was just gone. So that was really interesting to me.
She wasn't
Yeah.
just gone. Andy literally saw her questions and was about to
Yeah,
skip
skip
them.
them. Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
y'all, when I'm telling you, and I think Jazz, this is why I'm so passionate about the race thing. I'm sorry, Nene Leakes is not getting away with that even at the height of her career. There is a level of coddling that Amanda is getting from everybody
Mm-hmm.
that is peak white damsel. There's like no other way around it. For Andy Cohen, right? And Carlos, to me, you are our Andy Cohen of our community, right? For Andy Cohen to look at those cards, skip four of them, and for Ciara to say, honey, we showed up here for a reunion for
Yeah.
her to be held. Ciara's producing the show on behalf of Andy because even he's being swept into her white womanhood. I'm sorry, she is a grade A white damsel. It is such a
Andy was over
perfect
her.
case of how you
Hmm.
can make even a businessman forget how to do business. I can't imagine Carlos King looking at four cards and say, let's skip all the tea that people showed up for to go to ask West where he got his shoes from. That is mania. That is
Yeah.
mania to me.
No, listen, Blue. I do respect your passion. That's one of the things that I respect about your content and what you do. I am just also very strong in my convictions and how I observe the world and how I view things. But I
Amanda, though, the
respect how
Amanda
you
of it all.
feel. No,
Amanda.
you act like I was saying like Amanda and Ciara are equally. I love them both. I want to take them both into
I love
my
all the
mammy titties.
girls. Now I'm here
I
with
want
two
to take them on
Carloses.
onto my
That's
mammy titties
that's
and
my
show them.
line.
No, right. I am not saying that Amanda dead ass wrong. I do agree with you that the audience for sure treats Amanda, cuz before all of this, the audience was very harsh to Ciara. We all witnessed that.
She's
Very
trained
very
them.
harsh
Amanda
to
has
her.
trained the audience to treat
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and the
yeah.
cast. She's trained everybody to treat her like a white damsel. Even West, the fuckboys, who's the one person who he treats like a white damsel. Even his exes are like, he is charming, but he's never done all that because she is a damsel and she's weaponized it to the point where
But
it's normalized.
I think they're doing all of this though just because they got found out and they don't want to look stupid. Like that's kind of we were talking about this in the first recap, Carlos. Like
Mhm.
they have been caught. And so they have to like do this to save face. I feel like Wes already know like one of the big things or themes of this episode is people talking about how Wes just wants to be liked. Actually, that's what people have been saying since he came on the show. He
Yeah.
wants the audience to like him. That's why he was really upset with Ciara because he did her wrong. The audience turned against him. He wanted to be back in her good graces because he wanted to be back into the audience's good graces. And so for Wes, I think like he just wants people to like him. Like he
Yeah.
just wants to be seen as the good guy. So this thing with Amanda, he can't just like they get caught and he just walk away. He knows they're in deep shit, but it's like if he leaves her now, he looks even worse. So I think he's trying with whatever like little bit of goodwill he has left with the people who are defending what they're doing, the small group of people. He's just trying to save face for them because he doesn't want to be like completely hated. So I think that's why they are just like holding
No,
on for
last
dear
summer, I'm
life
talking about last summer when it was fresh, he was coddling her. He was coddling her last summer.
with
Well, we
in this
saw at the reunion that
Yeah.
yeah,
obviously, and is her name Daryl?
Dara.
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 Hmm.
We saw. So Amanda comes back on stage, but what was funny to me is this. And again, I'm a new viewer. That's why
Oh,
our
that's cute.
three perspectives are amazing. And listen, Jazz and Blue, you two are amazing, and I love the fact that.
This is fun for me. I love
Oh
this.
no, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
Jazz is the same. This is giving me,
Yeah.
the beauties, and I'm here for it. So the thing is this. West to me is a narcissistical, if that's a word.
No, I don't
Um,
think so.
It's not a
I,
word. It's like doctorial. The I stands for I made it up. That's not a
yes,
word.
I make up words. He is a narcissist. He is not only a gaslighter, he is to me a sociopath. And the reason why I say that is
Not a
because,
diagnosing.
I'm gonna tell you again, I haven't watched the show, but I know behavior based on reality stars, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if people clock this. So when they tell Wes, like, go after Amanda,
Repeatedly.
Wes said, well, I didn't know if the questions were going to come at me.
I clocked that.
Like I'm here to be a star, and
Mm-hmm.
the woman who I slept with, that is the now ex best friend of my ex girlfriend, she's having a meltdown, but I don't give a fuck. I'm here for my close up, right?
Yep.
Hmm.
And that to me just showed me his behavior, and that's when you said Dara.
Yeah, Dara.
Okay,
Oh, it's not
that's why.
Dara, my bad
Oh,
girl.
Dara. I'm just looking at how it's
Oh,
spelled. I'm not
okay.
good at pronunciations.
Okay, Dara child, Monique Minique. Okay, so when she when she talked about the biggest pattern in his life is that, like you ladies are saying, he wants to be well liked and well received, but how he is like this man that sort of preys on weaker women. in order to get the moment that he wants to get. And I don't know if you two watch Southern Hospitality, but I interviewed today a woman named Mia, because last year, September of 2025, West went out on a date with Mia.
Oh, his
She,
girlfriend.
huh?
Isn't there a girl named Mia that they're claiming was his girlfriend for a
His
long time?
girlfriend, it's Miha, and Mia is
Oh,
another.
Miha and Mia. Okay, y'all doing a lot right
Yeah,
now.
Yes.
I know.
No,
And then there's
West
a
is a
Mia on.
fuckboy. So
That's
she's
what
a
I'm saying.
Bravo.
He's a fuckboy.
She's a Bravo celebrity. She's Latina. She's a Bravo
So
celebrity.
beautiful.
Gorgeous woman. Raindrops, watch the episodes dropping on Saturday, audio on Thursday. Anyways, the thing is, she talks about how West slid in her DM, wanted to take her out. The
Hmm.
night of their date, she found out through Amanda at BravoCon that Amanda and West pre-gamed before West took her out to the date.
That
And
tracks.
how after the date, not to spoil the interview, something happened, right? And that's when she found out because she said, I did ask West, do you have any exes who will be upset that you're on a date with me or that you're
I asked that
moving out?
question on dates too.
And she said to me, like, you got girls, ask those questions.
Yep.
Don't worry about the ex. Will the ex, do you have any exes who'll be upset? So she is weirded out because she's like, was he, I'm paraphrasing, but she was questioning whether or not he was using her to get a moment. And I think what I'm realizing with Wes is the cast is saying that Wes is such a narcissist that he uses these women to propel him to
Hmm.
be like this star.
Yes. That's that. We talked about this too. That theory that the one that Kyle believes that West knew
Oh yeah,
that
tell Blue.
Amanda. Yeah,
No, no,
West.
I saw the
Yeah,
theory. I adamantly,
Okay.
West knew.
I have problems with that theory, but yeah, I saw the theory. I saw the
Yeah,
theory.
yeah, yeah. But that, I mean, when I was watching it back, when they showed him like pick up his chair to go put it next to Amanda, I was like, he's doing this for the cameras. Like he doesn't really care that Kyle
I agree.
just said fuck you to her. He just knows that the cameras are going to capture that, and it's going to look really good for him that he's coming to the rescue of this damsel Blue. So
Hmm.
he's so fucking performative. He is so fucking performative. He
I
really
think
is.
I think the issue with the theory isn't that it's wrong; it's that it's incomplete.
Mm.
I and if we're gonna play diagnose, as somebody who's a coach who works with a lot of couples, my issue with the West conversation, particularly when it comes to Kyle, please stop quoting Kyle. Kyle is such a compromised person to quote when it comes to West because he is has Stockholm's, and so his bias is loud. If we were going to diagnose, I would say if I was going to diagnose for fun, because I can't legally do it, I'm not licensed. Yes, none of us are licensed. Don't get me
You're
a
not
doctor.
Dr. Blue? You're
The
not
doctor
Dr.
is
Blue?
silent. Okay, the doctor is silent. West is an overt narcissist, and Amanda is a covert narcissist, and we're pretending the existence of one negates the existence of the other. That is my issue. The complete story is two narcissists, Keith, found each other, and we're only blaming the obvious one, not the covert one. That is my issue. Because in the same way there's a pattern of West being narcissistic because of the way that he moves and uses women, Amanda has done the same with men. Her thing is just different and more palatable. Her pattern of doing this, and this was called out as well, is by Kyle as well, is she'll find a man who's a messy project, who does all these things, which makes it easier to do what? Play damsel. And when my man is a mess, you can't tell the shit that I'm doing because he's so much worse. You're so busy feeling bad for me, you can't tell my hands are dirty too. She
Hmm.
did it with Kyle. It's the reason why she's attracted to West. So he picked her, but she also picked him back. They're
I
both
dig that.
reliving the same pattern. They're both narcissists. We can't keep on saying it's a scheme that West set up. No, it's a scheme that West and Amanda set up together. That's why I'm saying, Kyle, the only reason, it's almost like if I was to be dating a guy and I find out that he used to date Jazz. And now I want to talk shit about Jazz. Why am I talking shit about Jazz? I don't want to talk about shit about him because I like him still.
Hmm.
I want to get back with him still, and I'm hurt he didn't choose me, right? I'm going to aim it at the person who was chosen, not the person who actually betrayed me. So Kyle is flawed. Let's stop quoting Kyle. Kyle's going to always focus on West because he still loves Amanda. What he
Hmm.
doesn't want to admit to himself, and will need some therapy to admit to himself, is, yo, baby, she played you, and now she's about to play with a younger model. What did he say? Kyle 2.0, right? Kyle on
Yeah.
steroids. That's a
Hmm.
pattern of a narcissist as well. Narcissistic women don't get called out enough. And the way we do it is more palatable. We don't do it by being a fuckboy. We do it by being a savior who always picks the same broken wing. I think they're both narcissists.
Well, this is why I want to
I like that.
dissect Kyle,
And
right?
I think
Because
Jazz, as women, we understand that girl. We've seen that girl.
That's why I'm sitting there like, look, you see, I didn't have anything to
We
say
know
when
that
you got
girl.
done.
We
I'm
all
like,
know
I
that girl,
like
honey.
that. Class dismissed. Heard you, loved it, agreed, no notes, mama.
Ooh, I can't stand both of them. They deserve. They're a match made in hell. I love them for each other.
well, I do want to get into Kyle because again,
Oh, Kyle.
not typical disclaimer, I'm new to the show, right? So to see these flashbacks of Kyle, and I am watching In the City. I actually love the show. I'm like 2 episodes in, and the third one I think came on last night, but I'll watch it this week.
Was Amanda just
Um,
crying the entire time? Oh, everything's
you
so
said
good.
what?
Was Amanda just crying the entire time?
Well, no. So that's the thing is this.
Or she getting her
I
voice back? Because they do that. They either cry or they get their voice back and then they cry again.
No, the thing
Which one
about
is
I
it?
was telling Jazz this last week. The beauty of me watching In the City, knowing that this is what I'm watching is before the
Hmm.
revelation, the affair, because I now get to see who Amanda really is. Watching the reunion, I do feel like Amanda is playing on like, like she, girl, stop, right? Like, I,
Kyle.
I got your number,
Kyle.
right?
Kyle.
Yes, I'm like Amanda, girl,
She
boo.
can't form a sentence unless it's to attack Kyle. Now she's Maya Angelou. Did y'all notice that? She could not talk when it was her turn to be accountable, but the minutes on Kyle, suddenly a podium showed up with a microphone. Like, what just happened?
Yes, which is why I was still confused why she left the stage. I'm like, you're actually getting off a little bit easier than I thought you were. No shade.
Hmm.
Anywho, now Kyle, two things can be true, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
right? Amanda and Wes, I agree, narcissists, all the things you two are saying. I do feel like this scandal has made people forget about the bad behavior that Kyle has represented on the show. To see him tell his wife, fuck you, and, shut the fuck up, calling her the B word, and then we see him buying her Cartier watch. It was sort of like, okay, who is Kyle? And again, not excusing anything, right? Because again, I really do just want to know:
Hmm.
are we forgetting the bad behavior of Kyle and who he is as a human? Because rightfully so, we're focused on reading for filth, West and Amanda.
I'm not forgetting shit. I've always said I know Kyle has historically been a really bad husband to Amanda. I think the audience largely there are people in the Bravo sphere who are like trying every day with all their might to remind people like Kyle was a shitty husband, right? Like that because Amanda is bad does not make Kyle good. But a lot of people have a binary way of thinking, so they need a hero and they need a villain. So because Amanda is the villain, it automatically like evangelizes Kyler and makes him like the hero and the angel. And it's just like, no, they're actually both shitty people. Hers is just like extra shitty because it's out, but he's not been a good husband to her. He was very mean to her. Like he's acting surprised about like them separating. And I'm like, I'm surprised they lasted this long. Like she took a lot from him over the course of 10 years. So no, I personally have not forgotten, but I have seen a lot of people in the audience forget, but the North remembers always.
The North does remember, and, comma, however, I think this is one of those cases where three truths are correct, not just two, Carlos. I think this is more
Okay.
complicated than that. I think the first truth is that I do believe that Amanda is sinister. I do believe that West is sinister. That's the one truth, right? The second truth is that Kyle, I don't think Kyle is sinister, though. I don't think they're the same. I don't think they're two shitty people. I think it's a very different kind of shitty. I think that Kyle was not a good husband. That's the second truth, right? We can all agree with that.
Hmm.
This is the part that people are missing, where I would never compare Kyle to Amanda. And it does, and you would think that that'd be on Amanda's side, no, it's on Kyle's side. There's a thing that people don't understand clinically called reactive abuse. Reactive abuse, by definition, let me read it to you, is what happens when people being abused by their partners covertly defend themselves outlandishly in a way that seems abusive because it happens after a victim has been pushed to their limit by their abusive partner. It can happen after years of emotional abuse and gaslighting or because of escalating physical abuse. So, this is the thing that people miss when it comes to Kyle. Kyle has been saying since day one, I feel abandoned in this relationship when we're alone. And then I come to the house and everything she's not to me, I'm seeing her be to y'all. He's been saying that for a very long time. Kyle is immature. Kyle lacks emotional regulation. Kyle lacks problem solving skills. Kyle is like a golden retriever that needs to be trained. We all know that one friend who don't know how to train her dog correctly, right? And now the dog is just a bad dog because it's never been trained correctly, right? I think Kyle is an immature person who was a bad husband out of immaturity. I don't think he's sinister. What I personally believe happened is somebody made a joke that Amanda's ending the way she started. She started as a girl who was a side piece with a bad ponytail, and she's ending as a side piece with a bad ponytail, right? And when she met Kyle, I personally believe, this is Blue to Loosman, just my speculation, Amanda came on the show as a side piece, saw this big shiny show, saw that Kyle was the star of the show, and said, I would like to renew my option as a side piece because this is a way to get put on. Hello, I'm already, because Amanda comes from money. And Carlos will tell you, a girl with money now wants fame because that's a different kind of currency, right? I believe if you watch the episodes back, and I have, since the beginning, Kyle has said, I blow up when I am pushed. And y'all not realizing how unsupported I feel. And what I think happened is there is a coldness that Amanda has with Kyle. That when they are in their friend group, she is loving, she is hugging everybody, she's a spider monkey. And he's constantly saying, hold on, why are you being so nice to them? I'm not getting any of that. And he's reacting to feeling abandoned because his wound is abandonment. You guys have seen this about Kyle before. Well, maybe not you, Carlos. We know that Kyle has an abandonment wound, right? When you have someone who is covertly abusing you, because Amanda can't be a covert narcissist without covertly abusing. Can we agree that's how that word works, right? When you have someone who won't come to your shows, Carlos, I can't imagine if your man was in Dallas and you and Nene were in Dallas not coming to your show and it happening for 10 years straight where you're not going to stop being Carlos King and stop living all the girls. You might lose your fucking mind that in 10 years you don't want to come to my show. In 10 years you don't want to support me. In 10 years when I have a disagreement you never have my back. In 10 years I'm always a mockery. In 10 years you crack jokes about me first and clown me to our friends and have made me a laughing stock and our friends believe you. Why? The very love you don't give me behind the scenes you give to them tenfold on camera. So they can't relate to the Amanda that I'm dealing with because I think you're a cold bitch who's not supportive. They see you as a loving spider monkey who's kissing everybody's foreheads. So it's easy for the person who's being reactive to seem equal to the person who's initiating the abuse. And reactive abuse, I'm sorry, if you learn about reactive abuse, which I did in school, Kyle has all the earmarkers of somebody who's stumbling under reactive abuse. So in the same way that when a girl loses her mind after years of being in an abusive relationship and she slashes his tires and stabs him, and in the court of law, a psychologist will say, because it's reactive abuse, we have to weigh it differently. They are not the same. I think that Kyle is not a good husband, but I also think he's a victim of reactive abuse. I think
I've
I, I
never
think I think what Amanda has been doing is not just new because we just found her out. We just found out about her and West. Amanda has been putting seeds like this for a very long time, and Kyle has been saying for years he's not his hands are not clean, Jazz. His hands are not clean, Carlos. He's been saying for years, she won't support me. She won't support me. She won't support me. Even when she said on January 1st is when she decided to divorce him. Why she divorce him? He had a set on New Year's Eve that she did not show up to and woke up
mm-hmm.
and said, oop, he's not home. I'm leaving you. And he's thinking, I'm not home because home is not a home. That's not an
Mm.
excuse. It's how reactive abuse works. We're so busy. I think what's really happening is we're so busy remembering how much Kyle sucks, we're forgetting how much he's been abandoned. I think three truths are true right now. He's a
You
shitty
know
That
husband
what?
and he's been emotionally abandoned for quite a while.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about reactive abuse, so I'm not even gonna like attempt to speak to that. I've
It's an
never looked
unpopular
for that.
topic. People don't want to talk about
Yeah.
reactive abuse a lot.
Yeah, I've never. The first time I heard that term was when they were talking about when Taylor Frankie Paul or Frankie Taylor Paul from that one post when she was doing all that shit to Taylor. I mean to Dakota. They were saying that was reactive abuse. That was the first time I had
It
ever heard about
was.
that.
It
Yeah, so I
was.
don't. I don't know, and I don't like speaking to things that I don't know about. Right, more of us should do that. So I've never looked for that in Kyle because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
never had the language for that. But I guess my question to you is that something that will also make him marry her? Because as I'm remembering these seasons, Amanda definitely set her mark on Kyle. I remember that she was his booty call, turned
Very.
girlfriend, turned wife. I guess my
Back to
confusion
booty
lies
call
in, yeah, if
with a new Kyle.
right, if
Rinse
he
repeat.
is being if she is being so cold to him and she's not giving him this love and affection, I guess my question and my ignorance about reactive abuse, why did he marry her then? Because he seemed like really excited and really happy to marry her if he was not being loved on properly, why did he want to take that really permanent step with her?
I love that question because it's the same thing as when people say, "Why didn't you leave?" When a smart woman who has everything going for her doesn't leave an abusive relationship. When you are someone who is dealing in an abusive, emotionally abusive relationship, your heightened cortisol levels actually eat away at the part of your brain that has the functioning around discernment. And you
Mm.
find yourself trying to gain their approval and wanting their approval more than anything else. And so any abuse victim will do things that don't seem that they make sense to us because we're thinking from a healed place or from a objective place. He keeps on wanting Amanda's approval. That's the answer, Jazz. When you are being abused by a gaslighter, all you want is for them to acknowledge that you are choosable and lovable. He even said, when he said the fuck yous, we're all responding to the fuck yous. Why was he saying the fuck yous? Imagine you're at a party with all your friends. Your husband is sitting on the lap or has a friend sitting on the lap, kissing everybody on the forehead, telling them how amazing they are. And when it's time to acknowledge you, can you believe this loser wants to be a DJ because he resents the fact that I want to start a swimsuit line? In
Yeah,
that moment, it's like, all I want is for you to choose me. I want you to choose me as much
right.
as you choose Jesse. I want you to choose me as much as you choose Carl. I want you to choose me as much as you choose West, who I don't know you're going to be fucking later. I just want you to choose me. Look, here's a ring. Here's a Cartier watch. Do you love me now?
You know what? Nope, you just pulled on a thread, and I'm inclined to say you're right, right? Because he was saying that. That's why he said fuck you to Amanda. He's like, you were sitting over there with that smug look on your face,
And
and you
she
and
knows how
that's
to do that look without
yes,
anybody else clocking it.
yes,
Abusers will give you the look to trigger you. Now
yeah.
you look nuts when the whole time they're the devil. This is so textbook. She is a villain. She's a Disney
Blue,
villain.
I think you need to put that doctor in front of your name, girl.
Yes, don't make it silent. Make it as loud as possible.
Don't get
So,
me in
with all
trouble.
that being said,
You have
do
your
you
doctoral.
do you
With an
ladies
eye.
believe? Do you ladies believe Kyle when he denied that he's never had an affair on Amanda with another woman while he was married, although he did admit that he had inappropriate moments, which to me was sort of weird. 'Cause I'm like, I need specifics on like what's inappropriate. Like,
Right.
I need a laundry list of what you consider inappropriate that we all may consider cheating. But Blue, do you think Kyle has been faithful, meaning he did not have sex with another woman while he was married to Amanda?
Well, I'm gonna say something that I stopped saying on your shows. Kyle's a Leo man, and you know I got a doctorate in Libra and Leo men. The
But
my
she
poor
likes
baby.
me, Jazz, which is good.
Right. It was just
Amazing.
I've been Jazz for context. I've been engaged twice to a Leo and a Libra. All the men that I've ever dated are either Leo or Libras or Leo or Libra risings. It's following me like I don't know what is going on like the plague. Leo
Wow.
men are like puppies, right? When you stroke them and make them feel good, they are loyal. I honestly think the funny thing is I think Kyle would have been the most loyal person ever had Amanda just showed up to his gigs and been nice to him and like in private and also like, not mocked him in front of their friends. I actually think he actually could have been a good husband had his wife just chosen him back, right? But I also think the toxic part of him probably chose her because she was a challenge, right? I think that Kyle, to any woman who is nice to him, because a lot of my exes have done this and I've peeped it, any woman who's nice to him could probably get more out of him than they should because he's so affection starved and he lacks the integrity to be like, hey, I'm married. So do I think he kissed other women? Sure. Do I think that he had inappropriate anything where you validate him, he'll eat it because he's missing it at home? Absolutely. Do I think he slept with another woman? No. I think what happened with Kyle is he was a loyal man who was starved for affection and too emotionally immature to go about it in the right way. And so he did a lot of inappropriate things simply wanting affection. But I think he's actually deeply in love with Amanda. That's the
Mhm.
biggest irony. I think he's
I
deeply in
think
love
I
with
think
that
that
girl.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with
Yeah.
that too. And I think and Amanda knows that, and she is using all like she's using this reunion to specifically like jab at Kyle.
She's still
Like
jabbing at him.
Yeah.
she loves this shit. That scene in this second part of the reunion when she said, I didn't like going out with Kyle, and he started crying, and Andy and Lindsay tried
That
to
was
ask a
mean.
question, and Andy's like, wait a minute, Kyle, what's going on here? Amanda goes, you could see her get ready for her mom and like he's mad because I said I don't like going out with him. And Kyle's over there crying. I was like, this bitch knows what
That's
she's
abusive.
she's
That's Ike and
using this.
Tina. Eat the cake, Kyle. Eat the cake, anime.
And not
Amanda
anime.
Batula is Ike Turner. I'm sorry. That lady scares me.
Yeah,
So
she's using this to do that to him.
And Jazz, you see as a woman that once you pull that string, suddenly a lot of other things start to fall. You're like, now hold on.
No,
Now
no,
hold
like
on.
you've added so much color because I have put them in the same category. Like they're both just two shitty people. Again, with my lack of knowledge on reactive abuse, the way you're explaining it, it sounds right to me. Like I don't think you would misrepresent that, right? So like
Yeah.
a lot of his actions do make sense because I'm like
He's
he surely would,
reactionary.
yeah, he surely wouldn't choose when he's on camera for the show to be like yelling at his wife, telling her how unfun she is, and like all. He surely wouldn't just like start doing that because the cameras are rolling,
Mm-mm.
right? So no, it
Which is
it
why
it,
he
it
looked at
definitely makes
her.
a lot
You
of
said when
sense.
He looked at her like, you sent somebody else after me. You're doing this again. There's
Yeah.
these little moments of, you can see, that's
Yeah.
why I believe it, right? Like when you are, it's perfect example. If you have like, let's say an abusive mother who's always calling you fat and saying that she doesn't like how you do your hair, and somebody walks up to you and they're like, "Oh, that dress is nice. It's a little snug though. Let me fix it for you." And the mother's like, "Yeah, it's a little snug." And she makes that look, and you pop off. You look nuts, but she knows exactly what she's doing. We all know them people who know them buttons, right? We all know the people who know.
I'm not fat, mom. I'm
I'm not fat. Why won't you love me?
on no
Now
business.
you look nasty and crazy, and your mother has barely said a word.
Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah. Wow. I mean,
When men get abused, we don't clock it the same way. I think that's why I'm
I
so passionate
agree.
about this. We
I
don't.
agree
If
with
it
you
was a
there.
girl and it was the other way around, I think it'd be a lot clearer for everybody.
Right. Yeah. No, that's true. He bad husband. I don't think there's so much. There's a lot of
It was a
layers.
bad marriage.
Bad
He could never
layers.
be a good
Bad
husband because it was a
layers.
bad marriage.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
like I said, as I'm watching in the city, it's and again, I'm only watching the first. I mean, I've only seen the first two episodes. Episode
Mm-hmm.
three aired last night. As somebody who's never seen Summer House, Amanda on in the city is extremely unlikable. She is a wet blanket. She is a
She's
boring
always been that.
time. And all I'm seeing is Kyle try, try, try. His lover boy company is not doing great. Amanda's like, I want to leave and get an apartment. And she complains a lot. And again, I'm not saying, she's not justified for complaining, but what I'm seeing is Kyle is definitely trying.
Because he
So
loves her.
that's why I agree with you that he definitely loves her. I want to get into the Lindsay Carl monetization of it all because this, tongue-in-cheek ad that they did, Amanda said it did hurt to see them monetize doing their breakup, and Ciara said, you won't monetize, but you will fuck your friend's ex. Jasmine, did Ciara win a point for that? But do you think it was tacky of Lindsay and Carl to do that anyway?
Tacky, no. I think they were just like I'm capitalizing on a moment, a funny thing that Kyle said in a street style interview or a man on the street interview. But is Lindsay gonna use any moment to like make a dollar? Yes, 100%. I mean, I know the girls go up for they call her Mother Hubbard. I have never said that, but that's what they call her.
They do.
Lindsay also is performative. Like Lindsay's also gonna be on the side of whoever the audience likes the most. So
Lindsay
like,
is Portia, Carlos, because you're new to the show. Lindsay's their Portia.
She's a face of Summer House.
No, she's a long-standing face of Summer House who's
mhm.
known for doing scams, but is so in the business. She's great for TV, and so you take it with a grain of salt.
You tried it.
No,
You
she's
got me
their
caught
Portia.
up.
She's their Portia. Jasmine,
She
can we
tried
agree?
to
She's
say
their
it quick
Portia.
too, Carlos. She tried to say it quick so you could be like, "Oh yeah, she is doing scams and doing it." Like you ain't slick, Doctor Blue. She tried to throw
The
it in
doctor is
there
silent.
The
very
doctor is,
covertly.
thank you, Jazz. The doctor is very loud because everything's ought to be like, okay, yeah, girl, the raindrops. Carlos drags Portia. I'm like, what I do?
Carlos agrees that Portia is a scammer. The whole time you didn't even know. Blue
She's
No.
threw
not
it
a
in
scammer.
so
She's in
quick.
on the joke. She's good TV. It's like Giselle Bryant, Portia, who else? Nene. Some of the girls show up to work and then they go
Oh
home.
yeah, yeah, okay, okay, okay.
Mhm.
She clocks into work and she's always clocked in. She earns her check and then she leaves.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did hear the Mother Hubbard part. The raindrops did tell me
She's
that's what she's
mother.
called. As I'm watching in the city, I mean, y'all know this, and it's not tea for y'all. Raindrops. Anytime you see an all cast photo, whoever is in the middle, that's the star of the show.
Yep.
So in the city, baby, is Lindsay like this, but near the brownstone, and then it's like her Supremes behind her. So I said, okay, it's her show. I'm here for it. But based on watching in the city and seeing the reunion, I feel like you girls are saying and confirmed, Lindsay is the type of chick that be like, I will monetize off anything. I don't care. And that's why she said, look, I was there for Ciara and Kyle during this
The
time.
victims, the actual victims,
Yes,
not you,
Amanda,
Amanda.
Amanda, fuck you. Like I don't really.
I respect it. Can I be honest? When she said the victims is cool, so fuck you, hoe. I said, Lindsay, you got my vote, bitch. I ain't got nothing to say.
I lived for it. And she gave me old Knots Landing Dynasty Dallas flair with the hair, the body, and the dress.
No, that's what I said. Cleared the
Portia.
motherfucking set. She cleared the set
She
with the
cleared the
look.
set. That is Portia, a bad bitch who's here to clock in. This is, I'm sorry, the analogy is analogizing, my friend.
Now that one I will co-sign.
And
A
Carla,
bad bitch who
she
clocks
didn't slip
in.
anything in that time. She didn't slip anything in.
I just,
A bad bitch who clocks in. I that is
serves
Portia.
looks, then goes home to her baby.
No, that's Portia. Because
I'm telling you, it's so.
anytime
That's
you
why
can
I love
tell a
Lindsay so
chick,
much. She's the Portia.
anytime you can tell a chick at a table, you slept with a married man. Oh, now you know you did, and da 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 da, and then just go home and be like, "Hey, Pilar, what do you want for lunch?"
Right?
I feel you. I did my job. Mommy did her job. Now mommy's home being a mom. So
But Carl, though, you're missing the Carl part. Also,
yes,
everybody wants Carl and Lindsay back together. So Lindsay knows that her and Carl being friendly to each other. She even said, she said, I unblocked him so that we could do the line. I'm still not following him though. That is mother. I'm sorry. How do you not stand for that?
but I'm confused. Okay, so Carl and
A
Lindsay were a
mess.
thing,
They were
but
They were
engaged.
engaged.
okay. I found out watching in the city, and I'm not judging because it ain't my vagina, and I don't really give a shit. Right? Do what you want to do. Your body, your choice. But I found out watching in the city, she had a baby with a man that she dated for 2 months.
Correct. Right
Rebound.
after
Yeah.
Carl. Right
Yeah.
after her engagement with Carl ended.
Yeah.
Now, doctor, don't be silent with this one. The DR is not silent. And Jasmine, please clock in too, honey, with your PhD.
It's a setup, Jazz. It's a setup. He's
Please
setting us
no.
up.
That that details, in my opinion, that details a lot of strange behavior that I think needs to be dissected. You were engaged to this man for X amount of time. Y'all were together for a couple of years. You in the engagement.
No. Carl ended the
He ended
engagement.
it,
I'm sorry.
and he did it cowardly. Like it was very cowardly how it ended.
And you
It
have
was
a
messed.
baby.
Carl is a nice guy who's just coming into himself, and I think we could agree with this. He used to have an alcohol addiction. That's why he has the soft bar.
And cocaine.
And cocaine. Oh shit! I didn't think we were gonna say that part, but yes, he has addictions. Jazz is choosing violence. Carl has
Just
addictions.
being truthful with my journalism degree from the
Yeah,
Portia Williams School of
you a true
Journalism.
journalist, honey. Carl is a kind man who was an addict. And so any woman who dated him would have to be mother because it's almost like, when we had that broken wing thing of I'm gonna have to be in charge and tell you what to do. So Lindsay and Carl had a relationship where she was the alpha, he was very clearly the beta. The way they broke up was too beta for her. She, in her mind, you came in as a pussy, you left as one too, right? Like she's like, I don't like the way you ended it, but I'm thinking, Lindsay, you picked him like this. Like you knew he was like this when you started dating him. You were his friend. She felt dishonored by his lack of clarity when they broke up. He felt dishonored by her just being, a ball buster and whatever else his complaints were. And the audience would agree because Lindsay's a big character, right? She's so disgusted by how she felt about it, she blocked him, completely cut him off, and was like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. She's also saying, I was engaged and preparing to do like life with someone. I only got like 4 eggs left in the back of this fridge. I still need me a partner. I would like me a baby. And I'm gonna say this is how I was born. My mother said the love of her life played in her face, and my daddy was her rebound. So my mother is Lindsay Hubbard. She said, look, he was a good man. I was ready to have a baby. Somebody else got me ready and fumbled. And so when this happened, I said, I'm keeping it. That's what kind of happened with Lindsay. She was like, I was already ready, and then you played in my face. You embarrassed me. We were in People magazine as this beautiful couple. You embarrassed me, had me looking like a bad guy. If I meet a nice man who drops an egg, something off in me, I'm gonna leave it in there and have a baby because I'm ready. Now, do I say I agree or not?
Okay.
But I'm saying that a lot of women of a certain age, when you catch them when they're ready, you catch them when they're ready.
I can
I was,
co-sign. I can co-sign that.
yeah, no, I was going to
Jasmine, your
say
thoughts?
I was gonna say a version of that, but not that eloquently. And I'm glad you said it first because I think the way I was gonna say it
She was shooting up the
was
club.
gonna get me more canceled than I already get
Oh.
on here with you. So thank you, Dr. Blue.
I want to hear your version. I'm messy. I want to hear it.
Nope, 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 nope. Offline.
Her
No.
rebound shot up the club, and so she said, "Fuck it, let's go for it."
Oh God.
Taxi. What is it? The taxi cab theory that they talk about. She was just the light was on. The
The
next
light was
pickup.
on. Whoever came next was gonna get her because Mama was ready.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay, so the thing that we have to get into, guys, before we go is the ending of the reunion where is how you pronounce her name, Jazz?
It's Mija. I think they were saying Mija
I
Okay.
hope so.
because there's a J in it.
It's a
Mija.
Yeah, so that
J
would
in
be
it.
me. High. That would be me. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Sierra FaceTimes with West ex Mija. Um, she says he told her that he would get fired if he is not in a relationship with anyone in the Bravo sphere, which goes with the theory that I told y'all about 15 minutes ago with Mia from Southern Hospitality. So the thing is this. West, who is rumored to have slept with a married woman who was on the Real Housewives of New Jersey, Jen Fessler. I want to say she denied it, but not to the point where it was a hard denial. It
She
was more,
denied it until Ciara was 10 toes down and she pulled back because she realized that Ciara was with the shits.
yeah, she went on Two Teas in the Pod, Hey Tamara and Teddy, and pretty much was like, oh, I was joking. But Sierra was adamant that I think Sarah even said, sue me. Like, if I'm
Yeah,
lying,
Ciara's
sue
choosing
me.
violence with everybody. She's like, look, I'm not a liar, so everybody can get this right now.
So I don't know if I need to ask y'all if y'all believe it. I believe it. West wants to fuck anybody in the Bravo sphere to be relevant. Go ahead, Jazz.
This might be the time where I need to retract a statement that I made, a thread, right? When the Jim Fessler thing came out and Jim was like, I think Jen responded and she said something about courts, right?
Yeah.
I wrote a thread and I said, you cannot make an accusation like that and like think somebody won't take it there, right? I was talking about Sierra making this accusation about Jen and
Mm-hmm.
Jen mentioning something about court. I was like, if Jen, in my mind, I was like, if Jen decides to sue her for defamation, Sierra can't act surprised. The
Yeah.
girls ate me up
Oh.
so much for that because if you say anything against Sierra these days, it's like you can't be objective. And I am probably one of the most objective people. I don't have a
That's why you're
favorite. I
great at
don't
your
stand
job.
right.
Yeah.
I don't stand any of these people. When I peep something, I say something. Okay, see something, say something.
Yep.
Hello, MTA system in New York City. But the girls were in for days in my threads. I had to turn the notifications off, honey, because they were in my replies for days.
God.
But if Sierra stood 10 toes, that must mean that
She knows
she
some
has
information.
information that we were not are not really privy to. So right here, right now, my bad, Sierra girl, for that thing that I said.
I love that. That is so mature. And I
I'm
will
very
say this.
mature.
I looked up all their signs. Here's a Capricorn. If a Capricorn says one thing, there's four more in the tuck. Can we all, anybody who's been around a Capricorn?
Oh, you don't want me to get started on Capricorns, baby.
If they
Yes.
tell you there's one bullet, there's seven more hiding somewhere else. So the
Ooh,
minute she said it, I knew she had a whole arsenal.
Blue. Does me being a Libra is that why I am just kind of indifferent on everyone?
Yes. Well, the thing, no, you also low key want to be liked by everybody. So if you're indifferent, then the objectivity can make you. I love all the girls. It's two
But
Carloses. I
no,
love
but
all.
I think it's a different thing. I don't actually really care if they like it or not. I'm just saying
No, you
how
don't
I
care if you
feel.
like it, but you like the semblance. Libras love the semblance of being objective, and so sometimes even if they would lean, they're gonna always make this say that I'm not leaning because they like looking balanced. Libras love the optics of balance even when they're not balanced.
And we be lying. So
I've been
maybe I
engaged to one of y'all. I will say this: there's some tea that I heard that I think is provocative. Look at Carl's face.
Look. Did you call my name?
Yes, I was saving this. I'm not saying this anywhere else. I have heard with good reason to believe the reason why the audio was leaked of Ciara and Amanda's altercation and Amanda being called to task is because Bravo was originally going to do an edit that made Amanda more sympathetic because they had a vested interest in the city doing well. And so when we see Andy skip the cards, that goes along with the first edit of Amanda being seen as this poor damsel that we're all agreeing to coddle. The only reason we're seeing so much of what actually happened is because somebody who worked there knew Ciara was being set up to be the angry black woman, felt bad about it, and knew that if the audio was leaked, Bravo would be beholden to tell the truth more accurately.
Mm.
And Carlos, is somebody who's worked in this industry, you know that if there's a story that they picked and another story that could have been chosen instead. So yeah, there's a thing that's happening now where Bravo really wanted to protect Amanda, not because they like Amanda, don't give a fuck about her, but because about she's a part of a new show that they're spinning off.
Hmm.
And so they were going to protect her in the reunion to make her more sympathetic for In the City. Once that leak came out, suddenly now you can't do that anymore because the audience knows what actually happened and they're going to be wondering why so much is being left out. So to the person who risked their job and might have gotten in trouble for leaking it, you thinking that keeping Ciara safe meant more than going along with the edit, it's unprofessional technically, but I gotta respect it that you were trying to protect her. I gotta respect it.
And I've never, only because, listen, as a producer, like when people do some shit like that, my defense is up. Like, I think that's just egregious to record a reunion. Like,
It's
even like,
unprofessional as hell. There's
yeah.
no other
But
word. It's
so,
unprofessional.
so my point is, I never even bothered. Look, in form of solidarity, I never bothered to even listen to the
I
leaked
listen.
audio. I'm assuming you two journalists did. What was the audio that was, what did it say? And whatever it said hasn't aired yet.
No, it has. That the
Yes, yeah.
part that leaked aired. The only part that they cut out, Blue, do you remember in the part when they were talking about you can't help who you like and Amanda goes to see her and she goes, "That's not what you said." They cut that part from the
Yeah.
reunion, which people were asking why Bravo cut that part. But to your point, if they were trying to make Amanda look more sympathetic, even though they, their hands were tied at that point because we heard it, they probably did cut that part because that part was very cutting of Amanda, like when she said it in the leaked
She's
audio.
much cuntier in the audio than even this is kinder to her than what actually happened from the audio.
Hmm.
So the
Well, what's
audio was like
interesting is,
nine on
okay.
Amanda was like nine on nasty on the audio, and they wanted to make her a three on nasty to protect their interests. Now we're getting Amanda about a five on nasty. It would have been a bigger disparity had the audio not leaked. It's almost like the audio forced their hand to include parts
Right.
that would have never made it otherwise.
Well, I want to say this, playing Angel's advocate, because I don't, look, that D word is silent in my household.
Right.
Right.
Fuck the
Uh,
devil.
Playing Angel's advocate, don't you think, and this is me speaking as producer, I find it um I find it to be odd that let's say this theory is true. No one breathing would want any sort of sympathy for Amanda at all, right? And I think because Sierra
Oh no,
is
she has a following that
Yeah, I
still
was
are
gonna
sympathizing
say.
with her right now.
Hmm.
They're
she
loud.
does? Oh, I'm
Yeah,
in a bubble
Yeah.
then.
yeah, you're in a
Oh,
bubble.
okay.
There's a bunch of guess what? The other damsels are rooting for her. Think about it. Monkey see, monkey
But
do.
but it's funny because you know how all three of us are aware of the ecosystem which we live in is based on the algorithm which we like. And
Yeah.
because of that, we all are believing that this is the world we live in,
Hmm.
not knowing that there's a whole nother algorithm on somebody else's iPhone that has a completely different reality than what we're seeing. So that's why um
I hacked my algorithm. I intentionally look at white people shit all the time, so it thinks I'm mixed now. My algorithm doesn't know what the fuck is going on. I intentionally look up things that I don't agree with just so the algorithm keeps feeding me everything. There's a whole clan of damsels who think Amanda is an abused woman who fell for her savior and the angry black bitch won't let her go.
Lord Jesus. Well, listen, this was a
Yeah.
great part
Look at Jackson's
to
face.
recap.
It's a crazy world out there, child.
This is a
It's
It's
an
great
crazy
part to
out
evil
there.
world we
recap.
live in.
No, I love it. I love it. I love it. Raindrops. We will be back to recap part three of the Summer House reunion. So make sure you guys follow, like Blue and Jazz. Please let the raindrops know as if they don't. But just in case they're living under the Plymouth Rock, hey Malcolm X, who
What Malcolm X get a shout out in the middle.
I'm just saying.
It's evil whites. Hey, what's up, Malcolm X? Were you
I was
tripping?
about to say he brought it full circle from earlier, Blue, when you were
Yeah,
He
when you
really
were telling
did.
us how you were radicalized. He wanted to bring it full
Have
circle. I love
I radicalized
it.
the audience? I am so sorry. They should have never taught me how to read. I'm so sorry.
no, listen. I was watching all of your shit yesterday with Joe Budden. So listen, I'm here for all of this
The
and the
girls are
great
in their feelings, and by girls I mean black men. Yes, the straight black men are in a
I love
tizzy.
it. I love it. And by black men, you mean Ish and Ice. Okay,
Oh,
so
I plead the fifth. I plead the ish. Jasmine, you go, please.
I
Jazz, where can
before I
people?
go, Carlos, I have to ask you one question that I have for you. These
Yes.
first two, I feel like by the end of the second one, I was curious, what is the third hour of this reunion going to look like? As you
Yeah,
know,
Well, that's the
someone
thing.
who
The
does
thing
this,
is
what does
this.
that look like?
Yes, no, that's a great question. The thing is this.
that's a good question.
All producers, listen, the purpose of the reunion, yes, dramatize, shade fest, read a bitch, all those things, right? Yes, yes, yes. However, every producer knows the purpose of the reunion is for things to be wrapped up and for you to see a reconciliation. We as
Mm-hmm.
producers, and this is maybe some tea for y'all, we don't like when things aren't resolved because we don't want to carry the same shit into the next season, i.e., Dorit and Kyle. Like, I think as viewers, we're all over it. We're like, can y'all just like at least get along for the sake of getting along? So, with that being said, we know that Amanda and Ciara aren't going to make up. Well, we know that Ciara is not going to make up with Amanda, nor should she. I do think what part three is going to expose, right, is more of the intention behind this affair and trying to really find ways for Amanda. Now, this is where I do believe what happened. Find ways for Amanda, because she hasn't done it yet, to explain to us the why. Like the
Yeah.
why. We know the damage is done. Where were you in your life at the time? What was happening to you? The thought process, so that they can find a way to explain what's going on. And then you do want, in a perfect world, you do want Wes to say, I love her and we're going to keep this thing going. But I think Wes in turn, listen, Wes will say that for the sake of a spinoff
Yeah.
and the
Oh, he
sake of
got
a
one. Did you hear about the Summer House Ozarks? There's a rumor that they're working on Summer House Ozarks with West because Ciara has refused to work with him in regular Summer House, and so they're gonna try to build a very white Ozarks rendition.
But
There's a
this was the Ozarks thing started before this scandal came out. So like he was supposed to just be the bridge between like this summer house and the Ozarks.
But
I
now
didn't
Ciara's
hear
refusing to shoot with him at all. So it's like, well, I guess you're being moved then, because she won't even shoot with you. Yeah.
that's so funny. I haven't heard that. And that's interesting because I honestly I don't think any of them have the leverage to decide to not like this isn't Vanderpump Rules. Like
well, I was gonna say, and I'm glad you brought that up because I do want to say this before we do wrap. Um,
Oh, you mean like the Valley when they do the little spinoff? Is that what you're talking about?
or
About
no, I think what you mean, Jazz, is when Ariana Madix refused
yes.
to film with Tom
oh yeah yeah
Sandoval.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I
And
feel like they don't have the leverage here.
I said this, and this is my advice to Sierra. Don't be Ariana Madix. Like, and when I say that, um, you have a huge support system, and we
Yes.
want to be able to follow your reality. I think what hurt Ariana and Vanderpump Rules was her complete refusal to film with him. And before y'all say, well, Carlos, she doesn't have the right to, guys, they were still living together.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, like, let's show that and then let's see a conversation. But the show got canceled. I don't want that for Ciara. By the way, Ciara is in a Shabuzi music video.
Yeah, I saw
We
that.
saw the commercial last night where her and Ariana were promoting a soft
After
drink.
Sun, after Sun, she's gonna be
Yeah,
on Love
Love
Island
Island.
after Sun as the
Hmm.
co-host.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's amazing.
That is good, but yeah, I hope that they don't decide to do that because we see it tanked Vanderpump Rules. Like
It
that
did.
last season with the OG cast was
Mm-hmm.
terrible.
It was hard to
I
watch, right? Like it
it
was
was
really
very
painful to
yeah,
watch.
it was hard to watch, but it's also like, Sierra, you don't have the luxury of having another show to jump onto. Like they have in the city with Lindsay and Kyle, right? Ciara, you have Summer House. Don't throw Summer House away. If your desire is to stay on reality TV, right? They're
Mhm.
not I don't see them giving Ciara her own like spin-off reality show. Um Mia, KJ, like they're rookies, they're first years. Like you guys cannot afford to not like film with West. And I peeped that though because when West apologized to KJ and asked if he was open for a conversation, KJ said not right now, but maybe in the future. KJ is thinking about that check. I
Yeah,
can't just
everybody. Yeah,
not.
they're all thinking about
Yeah.
what happens next summer because the summer's
Yes.
coming. Yeah.
Yes. I don't think they have the leverage. And I think they do need to. And also the audience is like, don't have West on, don't have Amanda on. I think they are forgetting that NBC Universal is a business at the end of the day.
Yep.
Whether you hate watch it or love watch it, you watching and talking about it, it's all the same to them. So why
Yeah.
would they not put West back on Summer House? Why would they not put Amanda back
Yeah.
on if she's willing to go on? Why would they not do the Ozark spinoff? And show they're like they need to cancel the spinoff. No, they don't. Because whether you hate West or not, you're gonna watch that show just to talk shit about him. It's all impressions for NBC Universal at the end of the day. So
So no
you're gonna
consequences
see
for
it.
anybody. Everybody gets a direct deposit.
No,
Yay!
I love
Welcome to
that
reality
world.
television.
I love that world. I need to be cast on me a show and do
Right. I
some
need to know
shitty
where I can
things out
fuck up and get a
loud.
check.
Shoot.
So, Jazz, let the girls know where they can find you, follow you, and support you.
Yes, you can find me everywhere at J Henley Brown. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I host two really fun series over there. Channel Surf, where I talk about what we're watching, why we are watching it. The Q, where I sit down with our favorite actors and reality TV stars to ask the burning question, what do you like to watch when you're not on screen? And I have some other really fun series coming out on my YouTube this summer, so make sure you are subscribed there. And then you can also follow me on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, all the things for short form stuff and short form thoughts.
Oh, that's so fun. It's not me learning while I'm watching her talk. That was so fun.
Hey, you've learned me. You've learned me lots.
The doctor is silent. I'm not licensed.
All right, your turn, Blue.
Oh, child, I'm a rebel rouser apparently. You can find me on Joe Budden apparently, because my God, my face is everywhere and I don't like it. Yeah. So I just recently did an episode on Joe Budden, in their friends of the show tier of their Patreon, talking to black men directly about the problematic ways that they talk about Meg Thee Stallion, because I really do feel that Meg Thee Stallion is a symbol for black womanhood, good or bad, flawed or not. She's used as a symbol, and the way that she's attacked hurts all of us, whether it's just not just about her. So that episode is doing numbers just because, black men are not used to be spoken to in a way that is holding them accountable without being combative. And that's one of the things I love about working with Carlos and working with you guys is we hold each
Mhm.
other accountable. We have really great conversation, but nothing's combative. It's just really fun, right?
Mm-mm.
So bringing that to Joe Budden was interesting. Pray for me. And you can find me on Blue Centric Live and where I go live, and I bring emotional intelligence to pop culture. So anything we talk about, whether it is the Real Housewives, I do that with Carlos, so I don't do that on my channel. Look at me, Carlos, understanding. But for the other shows, anything about the other shows, I try to make it smart. Love Island is actually the thing that I'm notorious for, because making Love Island emotionally intelligent is a feat. So if you're gonna be watching this season and you want to be on the right side of history, check me out on Blue Centric Live on the Blue Centric YouTube page. I'm there every single week, 2 or 3 times a week, but I'm not with Carlos.
And what I will say is thank you guys so much. It was a great
It
conversation.
was. I
I
loved
loved
Yes,
it.
it.
really good.
And I'm looking forward to doing part 3 with you ladies. And I'll see you guys next week.
Bye,
Bye.
family.
Bye, babies.